Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fun with Flags and History. In today's video, we will delve into a significant conflict in Central America, the Nicaraguan Civil War. This war, which lasted for over a decade, had far-reaching consequences for Nicaragua and the region as a whole. Join us as we explore the background, key events, and implications of the Nicaraguan Civil War. Before we delve into the details of both the Civil War and the Revolution, let's get some details in that might help fill us in. Nicaragua, a country bordered by both Honduras and Costa Rica, had a complex history marked by political turmoil, external intervention, as well as political instability and authoritarian rule. Anastasio Somoza, a member of the Somoza family dynasty, held a tight grip on power, establishing a brutal dictatorship that lasted for decades. The Sandinista Revolution, officially known as the Nicaraguan Revolution, emerged as a response to the oppressive regime of Anastasio Somoza. The Sandinista National Liberation Front, or FSLN, was a socialist revolutionary group that spearheaded the movement for social justice, democracy, and national liberation. The Sandinista Revolution can be characterized by several key events that helped shape the course of the revolution and led to the overthrow of Anastasio Somoza. The Sandinista movement gained momentum in the 1960s and 70s, fueled by social inequality, corruption, and human rights abuses under the Somoza regime. The Sandinistas comprised of various factions, including students, workers, and intellectuals, and they organized grassroots campaigns, protests, and armed resistance against the dictatorship. The Sandinistas employed various tactics, including guerrilla warfare, to challenge Somoza's regime. They conducted sabotage operations, launched attacks on military targets, and gained support from rural communities. The armed struggle intensified, leading to a full-fledged revolution. The Sandinistas garnered significant international support during the revolution. They received aid and solidarity from other socialist countries, such as Cuba and the Soviet Union, as well as support from progressive movements and intellectuals worldwide. This international backing provided resources and legitimacy to the Sandinistas' cause. The Sandinista Revolution had profound implications for Nicaragua and the wider region as a whole. The revolution culminated in the overthrow of Anastasio Somoza's dictatorship in 1979. Somoza fled the country and the Sandinistas assumed power, marking a significant shift in Nicaragua's political landscape. The Sandinistas implemented a series of social reforms aimed at addressing social inequality, land distribution, and access to education and healthcare. They implemented agrarian reform, expanded social programs, and prioritized literacy campaigns, bringing tangible improvements to the lives of many Nicaraguans. However, the Sandinistas' government's socialist ideology and alignment with Cuba and the Soviet Union attracted the attention of the United States, which saw the revolution as a threat to its interests in the region.
Oh, Ronnie.
Yeah, what's up?
This Ortega
guy, he's making us pay minimum wages. Well, that doesn't sound very good for business. That's not all, though. He's also taking our unused land and giving it back to the people. Does that sound familiar? Oh dear, you don't think. By the way it's looking,
Ronnie,
I'd say he's a dirty, oh god, collectivizing, no, commie. Commie! Commie! Yeah, go get him,
Ronnie.
The United States, through covert operations and support for counter-revolutionary forces, notably the Contras, sought to undermine the Sandinistas and destabilize the government. Following the Sandinista Revolution in 1979, the Sandinista National Liberation Front took control of the government. However, opposition to their socialist policies and concerns about human rights abuses led to the formation of the Contras, a counter-revolutionary group backed by the United States. The Contras initiated a rebellion against the Sandinistas, leading to a protracted armed conflict. The United States played a significant role in the Nicaraguan Civil War. The United States, fearing the spread of communism in Central America, provided financial, military, and logistical support to the Contras. But we both know they supported maybe a little bit more than that.
Cocaina. No. Flour. Somebody just asked me why I hate the military.
This aid included training, weapons, and intelligence, maybe a smidge of cocaine, which allowed the Contras to sustain their insurgency against the Sandinistas. Both the Sandinistas and the Contras were accused of human rights abuses during the Civil War. Reports of arbitrary detentions, torture, and extrajudicial killings were documented by various human rights organizations. Conflict took a heavy toll on the population, leading to widespread suffering and displacement. The Nicaraguan Civil War became a focal point of the broader Cold War rivalry between the American capitalist United States and the Communist, Socialist, Warsaw Pact-led Soviet Union. The Sandinistas received support from Cuba and the Soviet Union, while the Contras were backed by the United States and its allies. This external involvement intensified the conflict and contributed to its complexity. The Civil War had a profound regional impact, with neighboring countries affected by the conflict. El Salvador, Guatemala, Costa Rica, and Honduras, which were also dealing with their own external conflicts, became staging grounds for the Contras, leading to cross-border incursions and further destabilization in the region. The Nicaraguan Civil War had significant implications for Nicaragua and the wider region. The protracted conflict resulted in a severe humanitarian crisis. The war claimed thousands of lives and caused mass displacement, with many Nicaraguans fleeing the neighboring countries to refugees. The civilian population bore the brunt of the violence, enduring hardships and human rights abuses, issues that are still being tackled on today. The Civil War had a devastating impact on Nicaragua's economy. Infrastructure was destroyed, agriculture production declined, and foreign investment dried up. The country faced a deep economic recession, exacerbating poverty and social inequality. The Civil War marked a turning point in Nicaraguan politics. In 1990, under international pressure and internal discontent, the Sandinistas agreed to hold free elections. Violeta Barrios de Chamorro, a member of the opposition, won the presidency, bringing an end to Sandinista rule. This transition represented a significant shift in the country's political landscape. This peaceful transition also marked a crucial step towards establishing democratic governance in the country. After years of conflict and economic devastation, Nicaragua faced the daunting task of rebuilding its infrastructure after the war, revitalizing its economy and alleviating widespread poverty. Efforts were made to attract foreign investment, promote economic reforms, and strengthen key sectors such as agriculture and tourism. Nicaragua also embarked on a process of truth and reconciliation, aiming to address the human rights abuses committed during the Civil War. Committees were established to investigate past atrocities, provide reparations to victims, and promote healing and social reconciliation. Despite the progress made in the post-war period, Nicaragua continues to face numerous challenges that have shaped its present-day reality. Political divisions and polarization have persisted in Nicaragua since the Civil War. Different factions and ideologies continue to vie for power, leading to ongoing political tensions and challenges to democratic institutions. Nicaragua also remains to be one of the poorest countries in the region, with high levels of poverty and income inequality. Ironic, I know. The post-war period has seen some economic growth, but challenges in addressing social disparities and providing equal opportunities for all citizens persist. The reintegration of former combatants into society has been a complex process as well. Many ex-combatants face challenges in finding employment, accessing education, and reintegrating into their communities. Efforts have been made to provide support and opportunities for their successful reintegration into society. In recent years, Nicaragua has experienced episodes of socio-political unrest and civil unrest similar to what's been happening in Venezuela these past couple of years. Protests and demonstrations have taken place, driven by grievances over perceived political repression, corruption, and erosion of democratic norms under the Sandinista government that has been in power since 2007. These events reflect the ongoing struggles in the country's path towards stability and inclusive governments. In the aftermath of the Nicaraguan Civil War has been a journey of rebuilding, reconciliation, and ongoing challenges for Nicaragua. As the country continues to grapple with its past and shape its future, it remains crucial to address social inequalities, foster dialogue, and work towards a more inclusive and democratic society. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this video provided you with valuable insights into the Nicaraguan Civil War as well as the stuff happening afterwards, and its lasting effects. If you want to be able to support my channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And I hope to see you next time. This is of course Frank with Fun with Flags and History, signing off, and have yourself an excellent day.
mama, mama, look there. The children are playing in the street again. Those